Like they say, all plants need water, right? So after showering, putting no bandage on it because it's not necessary. This is my right thumb here. Got some, some nice filaments, they call it, right? Morgellons on it. Very nice. How large? How large? How tall are they? Do we know that? Do we want to know that? They're not very tall. Look at this. There's no ruler coming. Let's see how close this ruler is at. When we touch them. Oh, we touch them. Touch, 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 touch. Behind it. In front of it? No. Where are we? Oh, we're front. Here's the front. See? Now you can see. Beak, 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 beak. So these are millimeters, and they're right in front of the ruler. So you can see they're not very tall. Let's say 1 millimeter tall, right? Beak, 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 beak. You see that? If this was just dust, I don't think this would just react like that, right? Look at this, he just doesn't want to let me go. Please let me go. Please let me go. But you know, they say these are, well, they react like snakes, right? So these are not plants. But then there's some, they're called flesh-eating plants, you know, flesh-eating, the Venus flytrap, it's called, right? So that's a plant, right? But that's it. And these guys here, what's the matter? Don't you wanna mount me anymore? Like a magnet? You say this is static, so when I'm touching it with my thumb, with my finger, they're gonna react just like it. They're going to react just like it. Look, let me go, please let me go. Look how thick or thin it is. Look at this, 1 millimeter. This is what? 1/20th of a millimeter. How do they say 1,000th? No, that's too. That's 1/20th, I would say. All right, or 1/30th. Let's put it more crooked like this. Where is it? Behind it? No, this has to go in the front. See, there's a shade. Ah, I'm bumping into him. So, when I'm going back, they just stuck to it. I'm going to go a little closer to see this spectacle, much interesting. Like that. Let's see if we'll get them. So here too I have to go. Focus the other way. Oh, we can see some other stuff in behind. In the background. In the background. So I think it's a little bit too much light. Yes, there we are. Take the tweezer away, okay. Tweezer away, here we go. What's it called? The ruler. Going away. Closer. So as soon as the ruler becomes focused, then we're on touchdown, right? Going back. No, I have to go forward, not back. So this one is sharp. So now I have to figure out how far I have to go with my ruler. Now we are to get to him. I've got him sharp. I have to get which way? Out. Coming back in. Closer, closer. Now we got touchdown. See that? I'm turning the ruler a little bit so maybe you can see. We can see his snout. We could see, but since I'm shaking it there, that thing weighs nothing. This doesn't want to let go. So they seem to be some kind of a rubber, or they have very tiny hooks. I thought they had suction cups, you know, but maybe these are even hooks that they're having. Just like bees, they have claws, right? Bees have claws, and they're so tiny, just like ants, that they can that they can climb or walk up and down a wall, a tree, a branch, a person, right? So, but these guys here are attacking really attacking. Yeah, gotcha. Ruler back. I'm putting my finger there. Oh boy, I hope he's not going to bite me. There we go. Alright, my finger coming in someday. Ah, wow. Closer. You cannot see. Well, we've seen them in enlargements that they have all kinds of like hooks around them. But look at them. When you think about it, these minor hooks that you can see them through my microscope here. But enlarging them another 1,000 times, who knows what you're gonna find, right? Where are those smart scientists with their super high-tech microscopes, you know, to show this in different kinds of spectrum, you know, green, red, infrared. We may see things in FLIR color, in FLIR camera. Some people out there have FLIR cameras, you know. They're filming all kinds of stuff. For instance, have you ever filmed, well, FLIR is that camera, FLIR, F-L-I-R, it's quite expensive, cost around $7,000. But when you're lucky, you may get it on sale for about $5,000 or $6,000. So NASA is using them. They used to use infrared to film the sky, space. What do you think they're filming out there? Exactly. They're using it for UFOs. Just like this one guy did it with a FLIR camera in Mexico. He used 2 cameras because he knew that this one orb, this one UFO, used to show up all the time, you know, at a specific, like, office window over there. So he used 2 cameras. One was, I think it was I don't know if it was a infrared now, or it was a FLIR camera, you know. So what happened was he put side by side those 2 cameras, one with normal sight and one with FLIR or infrared, and filming it. So as soon as that UFO appeared and then disappeared again, the same location, with the normal camera you didn't see anything. There was no UFO. But with this infrared or FLIR camera, you could see it, you know. You know what? You know those garbage bags, for instance. You know those black garbage bags that you guys have in Canada? Canada, yes, and the States, you know, they're black, right? So when you put something inside of it and it's daytime outside and you look from the side of it, you cannot see inside, right? It's logical because it's not a clear bag where you can look inside. Logical, right? But filming that situation with a FLIR camera, guess what happens to this not visible what's inside the bag, you know? It suddenly becomes invisible. Invisible? No, it becomes visible. That's what it meant. So you can look inside. Or same thing. When somebody walks by, or stands beside you and farts, you know, like those Morgellons do sometimes, you know, like that's the kind of communication they're using, then you don't see that fart, right? With a FLIR camera filming it, it's the same thing. Like you hear it, you may smell it, but you will also see that smoke coming out of his pants. You know, like very fascinating. You know, it's fun. It's fascinating. Yeah. So with a FLIR camera, if you have it like on a like those night vision cameras, like the military does that. You know, they use these kind of cameras inside their vehicles so they can drive around at night time without any lights through the bush, through the streets. You see or hear something is moving there. It sounds like a motor, you know, but you don't see any lights. Those guys can drive around with it. You can buy this stuff, you know. I've seen it on YouTube also. Look for it on night vision cameras, you know, inside a car, something like that. Put a title like this and you find it. Okay, so enough information.